Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government of Jamaica rejects the abuse of Jamaica's citizens by law enforcement. He said this in response to recent videos showing altercations between law enforcement and citizens in the Denham Town community.
It is really sad what is happening there, where it is obvious that there are attempts to challenge the security forces, and the security forces in their response and in their conduct sometimes would have gone over and beyond what is expected of them in the use of force on our citizens. So I have had several discussions with the Chief of Defense Staff and the Minister of National Security, and we are monitoring this very closely.
The Prime Minister says certain instructions about the conduct of the security forces in those areas were given, and he expects that those directives will be properly and thoroughly executed to ensure that life is preserved and security enhanced.
I just want to reinforce that the government of Jamaica will never in any way empower our security forces to abuse our citizens. And I want that to be absolutely clear and understood. And I think everyone who wears a uniform and is under oath to serve and protect must understand that directive of the government. We must be serving and protecting our citizens. But our Constitution.
Mr. Holness is calling on citizens to change their reaction to authority.
Too often, we have seen where police officers are conducting their lawful duties and military personnel as well. And there is a high level of unreasonable resistance, confrontation, unnecessary, which leads to conflict. So in as much as we have to hold strong rein on our security forces, I think each and every citizen has to change the way in which we respond and react to authority and to the law enforcers.
Sections of the Denham Town community have been under a zone of special operation for several months. Prime Minister Holness is warning about attempts to put an end to the ZOSO in Denham Town.
To whichever intelligence is operating behind the criminality, that the government of Jamaica will not pull down the zone of special operations in Denham Town to give space to criminals. Let me just make that absolutely clear. So if there is anyone who is deliberately trying to plan, coordinate, stoke, that will not work.
Mr. Holness says he will be touring the community of Denham Town soon to meet with residents and members of the joint security team. The Prime Minister was speaking at a handing over ceremony of a social housing unit in Kingston on Friday.